Okay, I'm a little later than promised. Circumstances got in the way, etc. End of June, beginning of July, what's the big difference? Delays aside, I'm back to celebrate the Game Boy Advance's 20th anniversary one last time with some underrated gems for the short-lived portable. We're going to begin with Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure. It is a license-based game, and they're usually pretty bad, but there are exceptions like this one. Quite fantastic as an action platformer with excellent controls and amazing pixel art. It's all about following young Goku's adventures in the first series of Dragon Ball. It's a shame there weren't any sequels that were really anything like this, but on some level, having a one-and-done experience makes it that much more special. Next, we have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Most Harry Potter games on consoles are puzzle platformers, as are most games based on movies aimed at kids. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban on the Game Boy Advance, on the other hand, is a turn-based RPG. It looks and plays very similarly to a more beloved Game Boy Advance RPG, Golden Sun. That is without a doubt the series that the developers of this game took inspiration from. I say that in quotes, inspiration, as it is a straight-up ripoff, but one that actually translates well into the Harry Potter franchise, so who cares? The Game Boy Color version of the Chamber of Secrets is also an RPG. Let's move on to Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I was put in charge of the video game section of my high school paper in my junior year, so this was the first game I ever reviewed in my life, and I'm pretty sure I gave it somewhere around a 7 or 7.5. I honestly can't remember if we used decimal points. But the point is, it's a great game. It's a good game. Was it a rehash of the first game? Yes. Was the card battle system more complicated than it needed to be? Could it have just been an action game? Yes to both of those. Many thought it was filler because of these downsides, but I still liked it a lot. I just love the charm that the sprites bring to life. I honestly wish Square Enix would try a sprite-based RPG like this again, preferably with another Kingdom Hearts. Next we have Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire. First of all, I absolutely adored every Pokemon game on the Game Boy, but that was not true for the Game Boy Advance ones. They never sunk their claws into me, not even the remakes. The Pokemon game I did get obsessed with is obvious because you're seeing me playing it right now. And there's not much to say about the game. It's pinball with Pokemon as a twist, such as adding ways to catch Pokemon in various bonus rounds. There were only 2 tables, so it was light on content, but that didn't stop my dad, sister, and I from devouring it. It's one of my favorite pinball games ever, on top of it just being a great Pokemon spin-off. Last we have TMNT, which is a terrible name to begin, and has even worse box art. It was a tie-in to the CG reboot movie of the same name from 2007. To reiterate a point I've said many times over, tie-in games like this were awful. The console version of this game is awful, but this Game Boy Advance port is awesome. It was made by a team at Ubisoft who would later go on to work on the Scott Pilgrim game, one of my favorite brawlers / movie tie-in games of all time. The DNA can be found very easily here, from the sprite work, to the combat, to the money dispensed by defeating enemies. The one downside as a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan is it doesn't have multiplayer, and you need that in a game like this. Because of that, it's not as great as Turtles in Time from the arcade / SNES era, but this game is still pretty good. That's it for my main picks, but I have a few extra ones as a treat for being late. Check out Scourge Hive, which is a top-down action Metroidvania. Tactics Ogre, the Knight of Lotus. Doesn't get as much love as Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, but it should as a strategy RPG. Believe it or not, the Scorpion King is a really fun and gorgeous action platformer from Way Forward. Drill Dozer is a mech-based action platformer that has strong vibes of Gurren Lagann, a fantastic anime. Plus, it was developed by the Pokemon gang over at Game Freak. Lastly, check out the Sonic Advance games, as they are all great 2D entries in the series. And for real this time, that's it. Happy anniversary once more to the Game Boy Advance. Now is as good a time as any to port these excellent games over to the Switch. Make it happen, Nintendo. Did you like that video? If you did, please like, subscribe, and spread the good word of ReActionExaminer. If you want to read more of my stuff, you can find a plethora of my articles over at TheGamer and Game Rant. All of those links and more are in the show notes below. Thanks for watching!